Because Ilia Topuria isn't just skilled, he's inevitable. There's a calm certainty to the way he fights that rattles people who live in chaos for a living. He doesn't rush. He doesn't chase moments. He walks you down like he already knows how the ending goes. And that's what scares fighters the most. Power, composure, timing, belief, all stacked together without panic or doubt. When opponents talk about him in hushed tones, it's because they felt it. The pressure of someone who isn't hoping to win, but expecting to.
On you like that, like, you're going to go down. Like, I don't care how, that's just that. Like, I mean, that was a clean right hand, and I think no matter who you are, like, you let one of those land on your chin while you're caught there, you're probably going down.
Essentially, what he did on Saturday, you've got a superstar on your hands.
He looks like a guy who could be one of the all-time greats.
He called it from the absolute get-go, and he was right. 15-0, 13 stops.
Ilia Topuria carries a rare kind of threat where the pressure starts long before the fight. Every exchange feels dangerous, and there's no safe moment to relax. And that aura comes from being undefeated, technically sharp, calm under fire, and quietly confident in a way that reminds fighters of a young Conor McGregor. Not loud or flashy, just certain. And that certainty is what truly scares people.
And it's not that if I'm gonna win the belt, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. They always used to be like this, but after the fight, you know what's happened. You wanna talk to me like the man-to-man? You said something about me. I went to your country. I slapped your face. I get at the wasting win. I walk like a king in your street.
Are you talking English?
And what you did? What you
Is that
did,
English?
Man. Yeah, of course I do.
Speak English for the people.
Shut up.
Not German or Spanish like you're from.
I'm talking in English, and fuck you in English. You get the follen and...
Not because of trash talk or theatrics, but because of belief. The belief that once Ilia Topuria touches you clean, the fight is already over. And that quiet certainty is what makes him so dangerous to everyone in the division.
Things, and then we believe things, and then we see it, right? Most people, they are like, oh, maybe, and I always tell him, like, it's already in our mind, so you're gonna be you are the world champion. That's it.
You feel fear while you're going into the ring, or at that point you're not?
When you are in backstage, you feel that.
You feel fear backstage.
Of course.
Adrenaline right here.
Of course you do. Everyone does it. Everyone.
How do you deal with it? How do you deal with it?
I use it like from a positive way. I use it from like, I don't know. The first thing that happens where you are in backstage, your mind used to take you to the octagon, and in reality you are in the backstage. And I'm like, listen, right now I'm with my people, wrapping my hands, warm up, I don't know, whatever I'm doing, but I'm not fighting with anyone. So don't worry about anything. Just save that energy, because you are going to need that concentration, that focus inside the...
Joe Rogan has repeatedly highlighted that what makes Ilia Topuria truly frightening is his composure under pressure. There's no panic, no wasted motion, no emotional choices. He advances patiently, forces reactions, and when the opening shows itself, he detonates with ruthless precision. As Rogan puts it, Topuria doesn't fight to win rounds. He fights like a man actively hunting the finish.
Whatever, he's fucking tight.
He's dangerous.
He's tight. That shit's tight.
Everything is so sharp. His technique is flawless. Everything's flawless. His boxing is so dangerous. He's so dangerous everywhere. He's dangerous with submissions. He's dangerous with kicking. He's dangerous. His heart is dangerous. He fought this dude, Jai Herbert, and he went up to 155 for that fight. So he's a 45-pounder. And he said, fuck it, I'll take a fight at 55. He gets head kicked in the first round by... Jai Herbert is a nasty stand-up fighter. He's so good. He's real slick. He's real good stand-up, like real sharp stand-up. And he caught Topuria with the perfect head kick. And Topuria, he's in real trouble. He got dropped. And he scrambled, got a hold of him. Next round, sent him into the dark lands. Blasted him against literally slept him, face planted him, and walk-off KO. He's an animal, dude. He's a real problem, because he's intelligent, he's dedicated, he's driven, he's got that kind of confidence that those championship guys have, where they know they're the best even before they're the best. He knew he was the best even before. And he's literally fighting the best guy ever in that division. And he's telling everybody, I'm going to fuck this dude up inside of 2 rounds.
Who's he fighting next?
Good question.
That mindset sets him apart. Stylistically, Topuria is a nightmare for nearly anyone. His boxing is precise, compact, and powerful, relying on timing over sheer volume. He never flails or chases chaos. Instead, he reads his opponent, waits patiently, and once they react defensively, he smoothly transitions into grappling, making him a complete, unpredictable threat.
Textbook Ilia Topuria champion stuff. And he put Max Holloway out. He put him out cold, and we've not seen that before in the octagon.
This kid is going to be good for a really long time. He came here in 2020 as a grappler, and he is just knocking people out left and right, and every time.
Topuria's pressure, control, and finishing instincts make him relentless. There's no safe moment standing, no room to stall on the ground, and no expectation that he'll slow down. Fighters consistently describe the suffocating effect. Even when he appears patient, his closing exits, tightening space, and forcing reactions. Charles Oliveira himself has noted how dangerous Topuria is in exchanges, knowing that one clean shot can instantly turn the fight.
Sorry, Max, just one more.
Yeah,
I know you had good praise for Ilia there. Dana was in here. He said you are still the BMF champion, but Ilia's strutting around backstage with the UFC belt on one shoulder and his BMF one on the other. Just your thought on that.
I mean, it is what it is. It is. It wasn't, could you imagine Islam walking around with 2 belts after knocking out Volk? Let that sink in, you know? The belt was in a different weight class for a different reason. I think, the fans make it happen. If the UFC really wanted to make it happen, they would have put it up, and I don't know why they didn't, but Dana said what he said, so, he's the boss man, you know?
Ilia Topuria is as dangerous and as good as anyone in the world. Good as all these guys have looked, any of them would be a decent-sized underdog. He has just been an amazing fighter. He's undefeated. He's a world champion in 2 weight classes. He just knocked out Charles Oliveira. He knocked out Max Holloway. Not the Volcanizer. He's just the best at this point, and he would be favored to beat them all. But I believe that the challengers are starting to line up for the great Ilia Topuria.
I think he's a great fighter. Yeah, I think everybody thinking like that. He just dropped a couple of legends. He's strong and his wrestling is good, striking amazing. So, but like I said, I'm only one right now in featherweight division who can stop him. So I have enough power and willing to stop this guy, and nothing except respect for this guy. All I need from.
Agree. Topuria doesn't wait for momentum. He generates it. Fighters even outside his division take notice. Tom Aspinall praised his discipline and mindset, emphasizing how rare it is to see someone so technically polished while maintaining relentless knockout intent.
Joe in, and we're going to talk about Ilia Topuria's style a little bit. So being a bit of a shorter guy, what he does really well, Ilia Topuria, is shorter arms. So with this fight, he's going to be looking to get inside, and the body hooks, the low kicks, and the shot in is what he's looking for, because he's got like a low center of gravity. Especially, it says that Max Holloway is 5'11". He's bigger than me, mate. He's at least 6'1", from when I've seen him at least. He's a lot taller than 5'11". So with Ilia Topuria being the shorter guy, he'll be looking for the right hands over the top, the left hooks to the body, and the shot and trying to hold him down. I can absolutely believe that Ilia Topuria can win 3 belts. I think that Ilia Topuria can beat anybody around those weights, kind of lightweight, welterweight. Ilia, in my opinion, is almost unbeatable, right? Ilia Topuria is someone who has been around title contention for a long time, but going in there beating a great in the sport, Alexander the Great Volkanovski, a personal favourite of mine, someone who I look up to. He went in there and took the belt from Volkanovski. The belt changed hands in February, and then he came back again against Max Holloway, knocked him out. The guy who'd never even been dropped in the UFC before, with so many fights. So 2 legends he's beat there in a year. That is absolutely massive for the country of Spain, for the country of Georgia, for European MMA, for MMA and the UFC as a whole. New champion, new face, new name, Ilia Topuria at featherweight, making all kinds of waves in the division and across the UFC, like this guy, what he's going to do in 2025 is likely going to be even bigger than what he did in 2024, and a new guy in the Fed.
Paddy Pimblett has acknowledged Topuria's threat, emphasizing that his confidence is earned, not forced, making him a nightmare to prepare for. Analysts like Daniel Cormier and Michael Bisping highlight that Topuria's true edge isn't just talent, it's control. He dictates the pace, range, and timing of violence. And now, entering his prime with championship expectations, global attention, and immense personal pressure, he's poised to become even more lethal.
He was going through some personal issues and there's rumors online, and I didn't want to partake in any of those. I had not heard any of this. I had not heard any of these allegations or rumors, innuendo, any of that. And so you can understand even more so why he would want to step away and not focus on fighting or defending his title, because obviously there's a lot going on. It's extremely sad. It's, I feel for everyone involved. I feel for his family. I feel for his kids. It's an awful situation. And so let's see what happens. Let's see what becomes of it. And let's see when we can see him back in there. As of now, there's no real timeline set in place. He spoke to ESPN Deportes about that, about his decision to walk away. Here's what he had to say, and I'll read the subtitles for you in case you're just listening to the audio. Finally, Ilia, because what the public wants to know, you announced not the first quarter, that you'll fight in January. When would you like to fight? When you feel it's time to return? Well, Ilia says, as I've communicated, I'm going through some personal problems. I do not have an exact date when everything will be fixed. I hope that as soon as possible, as soon as
Ilia Topuria isn't just an undefeated rising star. He's a serious challenge the UFC is still figuring out. The question isn't whether he's legit anymore, it's who's brave enough to face him next. With his low stance, precise boxing, and relentless pressure, Topuria doesn't look like he's slowing down. He looks like he's only getting started.
And I just wanted your thoughts on Ilia Topuria vacating the featherweight title and coming up to lightweight. Do you think he's built for lightweight?
Yeah, I think he's a fighter, especially with the confidence that he has right now with those wins over Max and Volkanovski. I think, confidence is the biggest factor when you step in there. You have to believe, in yourself first and foremost. And so, yeah, I think just made the most exciting weight class in this sport a little bit more exciting.
Do you obviously, if you go out there and finish Fizzy, there's a good chance that you get the title shot, but do you believe Ilia should get an automatic title shot against Islam?
I don't know. Haven't thought about it. It doesn't matter. Again, that's one of the things I can't control, so I'm not going to put a lot of thought and energy into that. I'm going to prove every single one of these motherfuckers wrong. I know that I have the biggest fight of my life. I'm not satisfied because it is still second place. It moves me up the rankings. It goes #1 champion, and then boom, me right underneath Intercontinental champ. I'm going to be fighting for the belt now. In history, I'm going to be a 2-time interim champ, which on paper makes me a champion, and another fight in the future. So that's exciting. I earned that.
I believe Justin and Ilia potentially becomes the headliner for that card.
You're 100% right. Especially in the performance that he puts, like, why wouldn't you? Right. In the perfect picture, you would want Justin to fight Ilia, beat him at the White House while being an American. But as much as we're kind of glazing and praising Justin,
history shows that elite fighters who channel adversity correctly don't slow down. They level up. That's why attention is already on Topuria's next steps. The stakes rise, the names get bigger, and potential matchups, including a future clash with Justin Gaia, aren't just fights. They are high-profile, career-defining events with violent consequences and massive implications for the division.